All right, welcome everybody to All Stars and Stripes Heroes Connection. We talk a little bit later about what this group is about, but anybody is welcome. We are for military veterans, first responders, their families, and anybody who wants to support those people or to do business-to-business networking with them. So you don't have to necessarily be a veteran or military member or first responder or even have family, but if you just want to support them. So I start each meeting sometimes with a little riddle. So which flag is the most highly rated and why? Anybody got a guess? Nope. The American flag. It has 50 stars. So it is top rated. All right. So for the next 50 something minutes, we start each meeting with a minute of silence. And that's a time that you can either meditate or pray or just remember those who have fallen or those who are sacrificing their time and their lives for this country. And then we will have the Pledge of Allegiance, the national anthem video, and then I talk a little bit about this meeting and then what the scuttlebutt.club is and hero highlight, which I'm for everybody to think about for a second. I am going to be asking if anybody would like to volunteer to talk about their service or somebody in their family or anybody that they would like to highlight today. I don't have anybody specific in mind, so just volunteer when we get to that slide. Give you something to think about. Then we'll have our business briefs and chat. And I think I actually have those two reversed. I think we do business briefs first. And then we'll have our spotlight speaker and some questions and answers, announcements and reminders, inspirational thought, and then we'll just have some time to visit. So we'll start with a minute of silence. Okay. And we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. And if you're able to stand, if you can't, no worries. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And then we will remain standing for the national anthem. I may have shown this one before, so. Can everyone hear?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know if any of y'all recognized, but that is actually where the national anthem was written. Okay, so the who, what, where, when, how, and why about our group. We are an alignable group, and we are for military. I talked about that earlier. Also, it's a great place for advocates and nonprofits. And what is the group for about? It's for sharing helpful information, connecting. It's like a connection hub for businesses and organizations that want to connect with or are run by our nation's heroes, and for promoting one another's businesses, services, or organizations. And people are from everywhere. Sea to shining sea, overseas, and we meet on Zoom. And we meet at 3 o'clock on Mondays, and we meet on Zoom, like I said, but typical Zoom courtesy applies. And then why do we meet? To be resourceful, receive help where needed, connection, setting up one-to-one meetings. I hope everybody's setting up one-to-one meetings from these. And camaraderie, encouragement, collaboration, empowerment, fellowship, and more. The scuttlebutt.club is a landing page that I created for a digital business card that I created for this group. And on it, I try to post previous meetings. The Zoom link is on there. So if you ever get bumped off of Alignable for some reason, or you're somewhere where you can't get to it to get to the meeting link, you can find it on there. And also there's a link to our YouTube channel where I try to post our meetings as well. And if you pull that scuttlebutt.club up on your computer, it'll look like this. It'll have a cool fireworks show in the background. And we are at, I can't see here. We're at 1,217 members of the actual group in Alignable, and 684 in our sister group, the military spouse group, which is also for anybody. So if you haven't joined that group, jump on over there. It's military spouse entrepreneurs, small business owners, and freelancers is the name of the group. And we'll stop right now for some business briefs. And since there's not as many of us this week as there has been in the past, I'll give everybody at least a minute, a minute and a half, if you want to talk about your business, what you do, and if you served, please let us know what branch and maybe a little bit about what you did. So we'll start with John.
That would be me.
Oh, John Petros.
Oh, the other John.
The other John. Sorry, John.
Not Santa.
The other Santa. Yeah.
Santa's got to wait it. All right. I'm not a veteran, but I've had veterans in my family. My folks both were both involved in a veterans group where they both held national offices at one time or another. They had national conventions every year, and as a kid, I used to go with them. So I got to see a lot of different places in the country. What I do in my business is I do ads on social media platforms and then some for the details coming. I do ads on social media platforms for businesses. I prefer the smaller businesses because they're the ones that got hurt the hardest with COVID. I've seen too many of them not come back, or some of them that did come back couldn't get their customer base back. So that's who I'm out looking to help. If someone bigger comes along, I'm definitely not going to say no. I'm not an idiot. But that's basically what I do. And it is expanding, but you people will find out more about that on March 1st. I'll keep mine brief.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it. All right. So today our spotlight speaker is going to be Lorraine, but would you like to give us a little bit about what you're going to be talking about? Maybe a teaser?
My business is a single mission and I serve single women. I am a single woman and I'm going to tell a little bit about my story and how I ended up coaching and speaking on this topic.
All right, great, Lorraine. Then we'll go to Mary, my forever lady, my forever friend.
Yes, that's me. So hi everyone. Did you know that once a photo or video is uploaded to a cloud, it no longer becomes the property of the person who took the picture or took the video? Once it goes up into a cloud, that cloud company now owns those photos, those videos. They can do what they want with it. They can even delete accounts. So if you want a safe, permanent, secure site for your photos, which is forever, as Angela alluded to, let's talk afterwards. I'm Mary Gant, your photo coach, because your memories are worth preserving.
Thank you, Mary. Yeah, you are my BFF, best friend from forever.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, we'll go to Joel. Let's see. Oh, wait. Yeah, there you are, Joel. Okay.
Hi, I'm Joel. I'm a Marine Corps veteran.
Semper
I
Fi.
served
Sorry.
always. Semper Fi. Served 2 tours in Iraq in 2003 and between 2003 and 2007. I got out obviously in 2007. I was one of those individuals that did not ask for help or did not know how to ask for help up until about 3 years ago. So, and in that journey, I have found individuals that are navigated the VA system, and that's actually one of the things that I do is I help veterans leverage the VA benefits and help them become a millionaire. Uh, and I also work for Center for Collaborative Sharing, which is a organization that helps veterans, medically disabled and felony convicted, establish their businesses and or expand their business, and we stay with them every step of the way until they own the business outright.
Sorry, they're doing some construction, so I had to mute myself. Did y'all hear that? There was some crazy noise going on. But anyways, the reason I said Semper Fi is because I have 2 active duty Marine sons right now. So I get a little excited when I meet another Marine. But I also have a heart for the Army and the Air Force and all of that too, because my parents were Army. My oldest son was Army. So let's see, let's go to Ian.
Hi, Angela. Thanks for having me. So I'm not military, but I've had my father and my grandfathers have been in the military. I work on the Constitution front. I'm trying to get our country to be a constitutional republic again. So I'm encouraging people to engage in that, giving them the means to do that so that we can, again, go back to what we're supposed to be. And then on the other front, trying to make people's money private again. So working with monetary systems backed by gold and silver, and also working with the infinite banking concept that teaches people how to leverage money for themselves rather than being leveraged by the financial matrix out there.
Thank you so much, Ian. Good to have you back here. And let's see, we'll go to Patrick.
Joel, yes. And Angela, oh, you jarheads, all of you. Anyway, 6 brothers, 6 older brothers and sisters. So I was the little boy. They were all Vietnam era. All of them came home but one, and none of them were the same. I've always helped people find jobs. Now I do it both professionally and in honor of veterans. We are hiring veterans. So if anybody knows a veteran that's not working, this is the easiest thing they'll ever do. They'll make more money than you and it'll piss you off all day, but it's really good for a veteran that needs work. Okay. And tell that sister site, my goodness, you know, that's also because spouses are a big part of what we intend to do. We're revamping a program that we started back when Obama took his first oath of office. The very next day, Job Soldier was launched. It was set up for veterans to transition from the military to the jobs, you know, the workforce. I was in charge of jobs my whole life, so it was a natural thing for me to get together. The message I need to tell everybody, any veteran anywhere, I don't care. All they need is their phone. I'll put them to work and they will make more money than they ever have. And it's ridiculous, but it is beneficial for somebody that really needs it. And you can do it with no arms and no legs. So bring them on. Love you guys. Thanks for your service. Joel, you rock. Yes. Angela,
Patrick.
great, man. Your kids. Wow.
Yeah,
I
I
probably took
didn't,
more than
I
you.
didn't volunteer. I
Yeah.
was drafted, but
I have word vomit, so I apologize.
I was drafted as a military mom. So
You know, it's so weird though, because for the rest of your life, and I hear people on here like just a second ago, a couple guys saying they're the, you know, family member or whatever. Do not underestimate the power of what happened to you when that happens to you. You know what I'm saying? If it was your dad, that meant your dad went. You know, if it was your, like for me, brothers and sisters, you know, the big bro, the big sisters, of course, you had to have one jarhead too, a female jarhead too. So, you know, you got to put up with that. Joel knows what I'm talking about there. Anyway, I got to put up with that. Love you guys all very much. If anybody that isn't working or isn't happy, please, Job Soldier hiring line, 855-414-JOBS. 855, toll free, 855-414. That was supposed to be 41-4, which was Bush the second. He was 41 when we first started this. So 41-4. Didn't get done until Obama took over.
Santa, I meant to call on you after John and I forgot. So I'm going to move on to you.
That's okay. Nobody forgets about me. That's okay, Angela. And like Patrick says, you know, I do a lot of stuff on TikTok, and I had a soldier reach out to me and he said, can you do a video up for me? Because I can't say the words to my family the way I really feel. And I said, absolutely, it would be my honor. So he sent me some of the words that he was trying to portray to his family, because we know they come back and they are changed people. Whether they think a different way, whether they act a different way, whether they got parts missing, they are still humans. They are still our brothers and sisters, and we still love them all. But, you know, this gentleman just could not get it through his mind to say the words that he wanted to say to his family. So we became friends on TikTok, and I did this video up for him, and I had, unfortunately, a good thing, I had his whole family crying because I said the words that he couldn't say. So, you know, if you're a veteran, if you know a veteran that is tough on words, that wants to say something, have him reach out to me. I'll gladly make him a video up on words he wants to say to his family. But, you know, that's just some of the things I do, ladies and gentlemen. I make people smile, and we need more of that in this world. You know, I do happy birthday videos. I do Santa check-in videos. And like Patrick says, Are You Santa Approved is the newest one. I'd like to get you approved and, you know, have Santa promote your business. You know, it's kind of a cool way, and it's a cool way of thinking. I mean, Santa's been around for 1,753 years. Don't I look good? Yes, I try hard. But, you know, the cool thing is Santa is one of the #1 promoted character in the world. And I'm following in some pretty big coattails, and I'm having a blast trying. And I'm making people smile. And like I said, but I do happy birthday videos and Santa check-in videos. And I'd love to do videos for our veterans that can't say the words that they can't. Thanks for all your service, both men and women. Love you.
Thank you, Santa. All right, we'll move on to Bob and then Natalie.
Hey, I'm Bob Hudson with LifeWave. A patch that'll change your life forever. It's just amazing what it's done to my family and families that we know. I had a terrible shoulder tear in my right arm, and 75% they wanted to do surgery 4 days after I started using the patch. I could sleep through the night. 6 months later, the pain's gone. 2.5 years later now, I've had no surgery and no shots. Amazing. Now, I am a military veteran. I'm an Air Force veteran. I just got back from a fascinating trip to Ohio. And any veteran and first responder could go to this. It's called Walleyes for Wounded Heroes. And they do it 3 times a year, spring, June, and then I think it's October is the last one. But it's called Walleyes for Wounded Heroes. They take care of you. They put you on a boat, let you go fishing for 3 days. We could only do 2 because the wind was so bad the second day. But I met fascinating people. I met veterans that, have lost limbs, PTSD, some that are just great, like me, It was just a fun trip. I met Bobby Henline. If you don't know who he is, he's a Army guy that got blown up on it with IUD, lost his arm from the fire and had heavy scarring on his face. He's a comedian and he loves taking care of people. And he's willing to go almost anywhere in the world just to spread his message about you can come out of anything. And let me tell you, he had no eyelids. There was a couple other things he didn't have going on with him, but he was a compassionate man. So Jan and I are both military, Air Force, Gulf Wars, and we love it. We love being on anything that's veterans and taking care of the fallen heroes and the first responders. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Appreciate you sharing that, and thank you for your service, and thank everybody here who has served. Thank you all. Natalie, next. Oh, you're muted.
Hopefully now I'm not.
Yeah, no, you're not.
As you can see my name, and I'm in Westland, Michigan, which is a northwest suburb of Detroit. My brother was in the Army, but he's 8 years older than me, so I didn't really pay too much attention to what he was doing. And my husband was in the Army before I met him, so I am a surviving spouse, but did not have any trauma or anything like that associated with their service, but they were both in during the Korean conflict, which was quite some time back. I'm an ambassador, a health ambassador with the Shackley Corporation, which is the most clinically proven wellness company in the world. So I offer you the opportunity to switch brands from the chemicals and things that are in our food and our cleaners and our skincare and our vitamins and things, and have things that will really work in your body. One thing I think I have not mentioned is that we have a tremendous line of sports products. So if any of you work out, or if you're out there, cleaning the yard or cleaning the garage or washing walls or something along that line, it's always good to have a recovery. Or if you're just into working out or sports, we have 150 Olympians with silver, gold, and bronze medals that have used the products. And they have to be pure and they have to work for the Olympians to use them. So they've worked for me for 43 years. I would be delighted to speak with anyone that would like to speak with me. And we also have a free membership for any veteran or surviving spouse. So we love the veterans too. Thank you.
Thank you, Natalie. I always tell people Natalie is like a walking billboard for the Shackley Corporation. The picture of health. All right. And I guess last but not least, did I get everybody else? As for me, I do a couple different things. I'm a Legal Shield associate. If you have not gotten your will done, please reach out to me and I can let you know how easily you can get that done. with a membership, $29.95 a month, and you can get your will done, have all your end of life paperwork, your if you need a power of attorney, medical power of attorney, all of those things, we can get that done for you, and also have attorneys at your fingertips. And I am also newly licensed to work with the How Many Works company. I don't know if y'all can see that. Stop being a sucker. And I would love to talk to each of you about that. All right, and I am going to share my screen again. And I would love to have a one-to-one with each of you, even if we've already had one, just to kind of catch up with you. Can everyone see my screen again? All right. So for today, I don't have a specific hero to share. I can, but I would like to open it up to see if anybody here would like to share with us about their service in like 1 to 2 minutes.
I can do it if you want me to.
Yes, who's that? I can't see everybody.
I'm Bob.
Bob, yes, Bob, please do.
Okay, well, I started in 79, went in the Air Force, and then about 84, 85, Janet came in the service at that time. But I started in North Carolina, Seymour Johnson, went to McClellan Air Force Base in California, went to Iceland, come back to Myrtle Beach, went to Gulf War, and we were there for the whole entire time. And it was kind of a shock to me because I get there in August before everything was really getting on with the A-10 unit out of Myrtle Beach. Turn around, and a month later, Janet shows up on my doorstep over there in Desert Storm. And we were about 6 tenths down from each other. Could not stay together because she was, well, they didn't have any accommodation for married people. So real quick, so there were a lot of stuff that happened over there. And one of the things that happened was about the second or third day into the war, one of the missiles went across. We were watching the Super Bowl. We both jumped into the bunker and we looked at each other and went, next time we need to run to different places because we need to make sure that our daughter has one parent at least. So let me tell you, you don't really think about it until later on, but that was kind of a big moment. Telling your wife, one of us might die, or both of us could die. Let's go opposite directions. So that was kind of impactful, and it still kind of bothers me a little bit now that I started mentioning it more and more because it just is surreal of what you have to face your spouse, you know, and just look at her in the eye and say, run different ways. We got to save one of us, you know. And then to think about that, even the missiles could even hit one of us regardless, or both of us. So, and I'm all about the family. So it was important for me to, you know, make sure that the connection with the family was always there. And then, so we survived everything fine, you know, got back, and Janet went into anesthesia, and eventually we moved to Tennessee and raised our kids to live in Charleston, South Carolina, and Portland, Oregon. So I don't know why my camera's giving me a funny face, but I don't have a problem with my mouth.
You look fine.
It just looks weird to me on this one.
Huh.
So that was kind of a quickie on it. I did get a chance to be close enough to hear Schwarzkopf all the time. So if you ever heard of General Schwarzkopf, amazing man. And in Iceland, I had a chance to be within about 10, 15 feet of President Reagan when he was there with the Gorbachev summit. I don't know if any of y'all know about that, but that was kind of an amazing adventure in my life. I seen a whale cut up one time. So that was kind of, it was gross, but cool, you know.
Ooh.
But it was in Iceland also.
Wow. Interesting. Well, we'll have to see pictures when Janet does her, or y'all together do your spotlight presentation so we can see some of this stuff. That'd be cool. All right. Thank you so much, Bob, for sharing that. And I am going to share my screen again. And we're moving on to next up is our spotlight speaker, Lorraine Edwards. I hope I have all your information correct. As Lorraine mentioned earlier, she is with a single mission, and I am so excited to hear her story today. We met through, I believe it was Women's Prosperity Network. Is that right, Lorraine? Can't remember. And then we connected here as well. So I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm pretty sure, let me look and see if you can share your screen. Nope. Hold on. Let me make you. I had you as a co-host, and then I think you
Then
were
I
having
got kicked
technical.
out.
Yeah, got technical difficulties. So
I'm
all
on
right.
Zoom 15 times a day, and then the one time I got to speak.
All right. Yeah, if you could just give us maybe, 10 minutes or so, and we can have some question time after. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Imagine God sitting in a recliner in heaven. It's the evening. He's had a long day saving souls, healing the sick, helping people find their keys, and denying grace requests to let Cheetos nourish and strengthen folks' bodies. He's watching Jeopardy, but I mean, he knows all the answers and the questions. So, and just as he starts to drift into that deep, good recliner sleep, you all know what it's like, he suddenly bolts awake and says with alarm in his voice, "Oh no, we totally forgot to send Lorraine a husband." I would never have said this out loud at that time, but I could not in my wildest dreams imagine that my singleness was God's plan and not an oversight on the divine to-do list. Good afternoon. My name is Lorraine Edwards. I am not a veteran, but thank you all for your service. And I am the owner of a single mission. I'm a speaker, author, podcaster, and sometimes relationship coach. I am passionate about helping single women create a life they love so they can make healthy relationship choices, not desperate ones. On December 3rd, 2004, my 35th birthday, I realized that my dream of having a family was slipping away. I had always assumed that I would be married by 25 or 30 at the latest, but there I was, single without even a Mr. Could Be Right in sight. I was childless and feeling utterly hopeless. All I could do now was focus on finding a husband. I believed it was just part of the natural flow of life. You grow up, go to college, meet your future spouse, start a career, get married, and live happily ever after. How many people, raise your hand if you believe that too? But not so much. 5 years later, on December 3rd, 2009, my brother and sister-in-law gave me a fantastic blowout party for my 40th birthday. Friends came from various places. It was an awesome event because my sister-in-law doesn't do anything but awesome events. My friends from here and there were saying great things about me, and we are sharing great memories, and it's a wonderful time, and it doesn't even cross my mind that I am still not married. But when all the hoopla is over and everyone goes back home to their spouses and children, my house is silent and empty. And I seriously thought for the first time, I am never going to have that. At 40, after having already let go of the dream to have children, I began to realize that I may never have the partner that I longed for either. They, and you know, no one really knows who they are, but they say that a woman in her 40s has a greater chance of being hit by lightning than getting married. And when I began to settle into and accept that I possibly would never get married, being hit by lightning actually didn't seem so bad. At that milestone, I had a meltdown. I was single, childless, and depressed. I sunk into a functional depression. Have you ever been functionally depressed? Still working, still ministering, still laughing, still praying even, still serving, but emotionally dying on the inside. Angry at God, and though not suicidal, comfortable with the idea of my life being over, because without a husband, I thought it was over. But then came the shift. God said, I will not withhold what is good for you from you if you walk with me. And he pulled me from depression to mission by teaching me 3 things that I now teach other single women so they avoid the traps of unhealthy dating and marriage. The solution: pleasure, purpose, and preparation. The first thing we teach women is find pleasure in their singleness, have a relationship with God. I think that's the true source of any pleasure and fulfillment. Develop true self-love. We are told to love your neighbors yourself, but many of us skip over the self part. Self-love is crucial. We teach them to treat themselves with kindness, grace, and affirmation. Studies show that 60 to 80% of most people's thoughts about themselves are negative. When they change that by speaking to themselves with love and truth, they begin to develop a healthy self-love. And then we help them start to develop healthy platonic relationships. Research shows that the happy hormones, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins are released through interaction with loved ones of all types, not just through romantic love or giving birth and bonding with your baby. Friendships provide love that brings joy to their singleness. And we encourage women to stop isolating, waiting for a man, and to cultivate those friendships that contribute to a pleasurable life. Second, purpose. As I embraced my singleness, God showed me the importance of walking in my purpose. He didn't just pull me out of depression, he put me in mission. I don't think you find purpose, I think you discover purpose. I discovered mine through getting the opportunity to speak at a singles retreat. I never knew I wanted to do that. I was always very shy about talking publicly, but once I did it, I knew I didn't want to do anything else. So to help women discover their purpose, if they haven't yet, we encourage them to identify their passion. We help them figure out what ignites their soul. For me, it was helping other women navigate their singleness and relationships, because I help married people too, in a healthy way that contributed to their joy. We tell them to find their people. Purpose is always about serving others. So find the people they want to help the most, the people that they go to sleep thinking about. Most of you are serving veterans because that matters. It's what ignites your soul. It's the people that you care about. Those are your people. And then create a plan. As a certified life purpose coach, I help people develop a roadmap to achieve their goals. When you walk in your purpose, you not only find joy, but also prepare yourself for the right partner. Preparation isn't just about waiting, it's about actively becoming the best version of yourself. So the final thing we coach women to do is prepare for the partner that they want. If you met him, would he want you? Well, let's prepare for that. Let's roll away those stones. Those are the barriers, emotional, spiritual, financial, health, whatever it is, get those out of the way. This could be past hurts or insecurities or fears. It could be debt or your exes. Whatever it is, get it out of the way so that you are free from the baggage. Get accountable and set boundaries. We teach them how to establish healthy boundaries and help them identify accountability partners. I believe in this. When we are dating someone, all those dopamine and serotonin kicks in and we're just like in love. And we can't see all of the things around that need to be noted. So we believe in accountability, and so you can learn how to discern character. And then we teach about red, yellow, and green flags. This is crucial for healthy and lasting relationships. On my 40th birthday, despite a fantastic celebration, I went home to a silent house and an empty bed, realizing that I might never have the partner I longed for. But God transformed my life by teaching me to embrace my singleness, walk in my purpose, and prepare for the partner I desire, which is the official mission statement of a single mission. As a speaker and relationship coach, I help single women navigate this path, ensuring they create a life they love so they are equipped to make healthy, not desperate relationship choices. I believe if you don't love your life when you're single, you will hate it if you marry. Loving your single life sets the foundation for a fulfilling future, whether it includes marriage or not. Thank you for your time today. If you'd like more information or to connect with me, please feel free to reach out. Thank you very much.
Very well spoken, young lady.
Very good.
Very good.
I love that. Man, I definitely could see you doing this presentation in front of any singles group in a church or any group anywhere. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Anybody have any questions for Lorraine?
Yeah, where you out of, Lorraine?
I live
Where
in
you-
Florida.
Florida? Okay.
Gainesville, Florida. Go Gators.
Go Balls.
One
I
time in
I
Gainesville.
couldn't wait to interject Go Falcons. You know, we still haven't talked to we haven't talked to one of those CBs yet. You know, nobody's.
The one,
Anyway, that
one
was
thing I remember
tremendous.
about Gainesville
Thank you for
was
that.
a ton of Gators. So I know you're talking about the team, but
Yeah, we have the other ones too.
yeah. Anybody else? All right. Well, thank you so much, Lorraine. I encourage y'all to reach out, set up one-to-ones and see if maybe there's a group around you.
Yep.
Promote Lorraine on your social media. And thank you again, Lorraine. Really appreciate that.
Churches,
Awesome.
organizations, whatever, small groups. I do seminars, workshops, the whole deal. So thank you all for giving me the opportunity. Thank you, Angela.
Thank you, Lorraine. Appreciate it. All right. Well, I am going to get back to sharing my screen so we can wrap up here. So funny. Let me see. Oh, first, before I say what I was going to say, these are our lineup for our spotlight speakers, and next week will be Terry Moore. She's always great. She's the one who ran the meeting for a couple of weeks for me when I was moving. But we do have some openings. We have an opening on, I believe, July 29th, if I'm not mistaken. And then also just want to mention that I have dates on that. That's what the scuttlebutt.club is mainly for, is to be able to go on there and sign up to be a spotlight speaker. So I encourage you to pick more than one date that's available on there, because the date you pick may have already been chosen by somebody, and it allows me to be able to schedule a lot easier. But I wanted to mention that the last date I have on here is October 21st, but I have dates all the way to the end of the year. So if you want to schedule something around Thanksgiving or not, well, I got to see about Thanksgiving. I'm not sure about that week, but anytime around the holidays, if whatever you do, you want to promote something, be sure to pick one of those dates, even if you have already spoken. Oh, this was what I was going to say, Lorraine, when you were talking about the red, yellow, and all those flags. I'm going to talk about a red, white, and blue flag. Today, not today, Friday coming up is Flag Day. So I encourage you to hang your flags out, post, maybe do a little research, learn a little bit about the history of our flag. And our inspirational thought for today is from John F. Kennedy. Let every nation know, whether it wishes us well or ill, that we shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe, to assure the survival and the success of liberty. And so I really liked that quote, because I'd like to encourage everybody here to support one another. It is essential to our success of our liberty here in this country. We have the freedom to be able to have our businesses, not be told what we have to do. And that was paid for by most of our military, and our first responders are out there on the front lines, support them. And I just thought that was a great quote. I had never read that before. Now, our last riddle for the day is, what does the Statue of Liberty stand for? Anybody got an answer? Nope.
No, all mine would be conspiracy.
Oh, the answer is it can't sit down. I'll let that sink in.
Patrick,
that
do
is
we need to
one.
draw a picture?
Yeah. That is one thing that I've never been to New York, and I've done a lot of traveling throughout my life, and I would love to go visit the Statue of Liberty.
You know, I just met a lady that is in charge of the banquet facilities. Did you know there was a banquet hall at the bottom and they hold private functions there?
This
No
is
way.
this is why I like to hang out with Santa, because Santa always knows where the good food is. So just hang out with you guys. I love you. I got to bail. Seriously, anybody you hear of that needs work, this is better than they're going to find, and we're needing people now. So please, jobsoldier.org.
Okay, Patrick, and let's set up a one-to-one. If anybody wants to set up a one-to-one with me, go to angelanelson.life, and there is a link to my calendar on there. So,
well, I put it in the chat, guys. If anybody wants or needs a session with me, I don't care. Just anybody in the room, free, jump in, go do it.
Yes, and
bye. Love y'all.
Bye, and I need to actually put my information in the chat. I always forget to do that.
Save the chat.
Does anybody have any announcements or anything that they would like to share before they have to go?
Just one thing.
Oh, go ahead.
Let's not forget that next Sunday is also Father's Day.
Oh, you know what? I totally forgot about that. I was going to do a slide for that, and I totally forgot. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Just real quick, just realize that a lot of veterans are out there that have nowhere to go, so to speak. But there is a ton of organizations that want veterans to come to their, like Walleyes for the Wounded. They want anybody and everybody. And if you can drive, fly, or catch a ride somehow and get there, they'll take care of you the whole time. So don't forget to mention that to other veterans. Just look on Facebook and look what's available in their community, because it could be fabulous.
Yeah, that is a great point. And
Yeah, Bob.
yeah, I'd love to learn more about that from my boys.
And I'm involved with Project Die Hard too, out of Illinois and Wisconsin area. I mean, a lot of times these veterans don't know there is help out there. There doesn't, so the more that we can spread to not only veterans, but other people, that's the power of networking, because we all know somebody. And then the second person might have a brother or sister, a cousin, aunt, and uncle that is looking for some services. So the more we share, the more help that some of these people who unfortunately are being let slip through the cracks, which is a very unfortunate situation in our wonderful country. So let's spread the word and just keep hope for all these veterans that are struggling, that don't seem to be able to find the help that they're looking for.
And I hope that y'all will share this group as well, so that people can connect with those type of services. Die Hard was, like I've mentioned before, he was our first spotlight speaker, and that's on our YouTube channel. You can go back and watch and learn more about that organization. But we have other ones coming up as well that are going to be speaking. So, and Joel, I'd love to get you on our spotlight speaker presentation to learn more about what you're doing as well.
Yes, I would like to.
Yes.
I would like to.
Okay.
I got to jump, guys and gals.
right.
This has been great. Lorraine, great presentation. Keep up the good work, and everybody have an awesome day and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, Santa.
Hi, Santa.
And happy Father's Day.
Thank you very much.
Happy
Bye-bye.
Father's Day to all you guys and the ladies who have to be fathers. Thank you all for coming. Joel, did you enjoy our meeting?
Oh, of course, I really did.
Great.
I hope to have one-on-ones with everybody in here too. Whoever grabs my information, I just like to learn and just see, how we can help each other out.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'd love to have a one-to-one with you as well, and make sure to let other people know about us as well.
I will.
So it's funny, we have new people every week, and people come and go, and but if everybody came who's come to this meeting, you can make a lot of really great connections. So we have more people coming up, great spotlight speakers.
I do plan to attend these meetings. It's just a way of me networking, getting to know other veterans, and just getting to spread the word of what I'm doing.
Yeah, sounds great.
Joel, just to let you know too, you can save the chat with everybody's information in it also.
Got it.
If you click the three little dots on the chat, it'll say save chat.
I am really bad about not always checking the chat when I'm doing the meetings, so I'll have to go back through and make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, it looks like most everybody has their information. Did you want to say something, Bob? You're muted. No? Okay. Okay. All right.
I want to add this Saturday, not this Saturday, June 22nd, what I was writing on the chat, that I'll be having a session about 1 hour on telling veterans on how we leverage VA benefits and how to make them a billionaire, just using the VA benefits.
Oh,
So
wow.
anybody from 0% disability up to 80 to 100% disability, but our goal and focus is get somebody that has 0% disability and get them up to 80 to 100% and within 3 months. That's our goal, and we can do that since we've navigated the VA system quite a bit, and it's taken all of us quite some time. We've managed and learned on how to do that now, and now we're going to do that to help other individuals.
Oh, great. Thank you. Yeah, I know a guy here in Texas in the DFW area, if you ever know any veterans in this area, that helps people get the things that they need for their home if they are disabled, like ramps and stuff like that, like bathroom remodels paid for through the VA.
I would
So,
love to talk to him because that's more or less what my organization does and what I'm doing with. I work with 2 organizations. The other individual that I'm working with, he's from San Antonio. I'm sorry, Austin. So the
oh,
one that's with veterinary millionaire veteran, that's what his organization is called, and that's
Oh.
surprisingly he's from out there from Austin.
is it
Pretty cool.
Shane? Is his name Shane? No. Okay.
Ernesto. Ernesto is his name, but I would like to talk to the individual that does help with a disability in their
Okay.
homes. That
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
just right up my
I'll
alley
have
of what
to make a connection. I keep meaning to tell him about this meeting. He actually does all the measurements for all the houses in this area, and he measured and put the ramp on when I was caring for my mother, who was a veteran. And so, but we've stayed in touch. So, yeah, I'll make a note to make that.
Awesome. Thank you
And
so
yeah, it sounds great. Well, thank you so much, Joel. Well, I'm gonna head out. Thank y'all for coming. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye, Angela.
All right. Bye-bye.